You did that to me once, and you got the wrong door.
It's a really fun thing to do to your friends. Send them a picture of their front door from your Google Voice number.
Yeah, I
got
got
to kill you.
a picture of the door next door to me from an unknown number, and I immediately replied with "Wrong door, Ben."
Well, let's officially start the show. It's Monday, December 18th, and on last Monday's episode, to universal acclaim, I was joined by Hesse, and due to overwhelming popular demand, she's back again and brought her co-host from Seeking Derrangements, Ben Morrow. Welcome back to the show,
Hey,
Seeking
guys.
Derangements.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Pleasure to
having
be
us. Sorry that Jacques couldn't make it, but
here. Couldn't make it.
Jacques is currently in the airport on a flight.
He's
one
in
of those
DIA.
Well,
I'm about
it's good that you clarified on a flight, because I could easily just see Jacques going to the airport and doing God knows what.
Yeah, just going there. 'cause
Totally
they have-
unrelated to air travel.
They have good po' boys there.
Some sort of weird business deal, something.
Yes.
Like, who knows? I'm just glad he's using it for conventional means.
Yes.
Doing a deal for Rue at one of those shady airport hotels, like it's like the beginning of King of New York or something.
Yeah,
No,
you can,
he would be Venmo requesting TSA because one of his sandwiches got ruined in the surveillance belt.
Oh, the X-ray hit my baloney, y'all. This is not good.
Well, Ben, Hesse, we had to get you on today because basically I've been going through the news, and it seems like there's a lot of really gay news. There's a lot of gay shit going down in this country,
Yes.
and I mean that in both the pejorative and descriptive sense. But before we get into the gay news of the week, I'd like to share this. I knew I had to begin the show today with this, and just bear with me here as I share my tab. And I was wondering, can everyone see this now?
Yes.
Yeah, are we
this is
gonna-
very
Yeah.
moving. Ben, have you heard this?
I have not heard this.
Mr. Mayor, we've come to the end of what was a very eventful 2023, right? So when you look at the totality of the year, if you had to describe it, and it's tough to do, in one word, what would that word be, and tell me why?
New York. This is a place where every day you wake up, you could experience everything from a plane crashing into our trade center to a person who's celebrating a new business that's open. This is a very, very complicated city, and that's why it's the greatest city on the globe.
The funniest thing is 9/11 comes to 9/11 comes to him immediately, but it takes him a while to think of something good that could happen in New York.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the
there's a
good
number
thing
of-
that can happen, the good thing that can happen in New York isn't even like specific to New York. It's like you could do that anywhere.
It's like a Sweet Green could open near you. You could be happy about it.
Yeah. like people open businesses in like Wisconsin. Like I love like the follow up of it's a complicated city.
It's
Because like, either of those two things could happen and there's no real in between.
And
There's no rhyme or reason for why one or the other happens.
the underrated brilliance of that answer is that the question was, how was your year?
And I was just like, I believe he said, like, could you, like, what's one word that sums up New York? And he just says New York, and then he immediately starts talking about 9/11. But yeah, like to contrast, things that happened in New York, as you said, Felix, 9/11. That's one thing that did happen in New York. Then it's like, yeah, like you said, to bring it back around, there's probably someone out there in New York City right now celebrating opening a new business.
Yeah.
And it's that contrast that makes the Big Apple what it is. It's like at any moment, a commercial plane could fly into a skyscraper, but at the same time, as you said, a Sweet Green could be opening. God doesn't destroy the Twin Towers without opening a few doors.
Yeah, that's the difference between New York and other cities. Like there are, usually 9/11 cities where all that happens is 9/11. And then there are business cities where all that happens is, people starting new businesses. New York, it really is the only city that has both.
Yeah. You can't get that kind of dynamism anywhere else. And people say like, oh, it's impossible to get a good 9/11 in Los Angeles, It's impossible to get good you know, especially in England, like if you try to get a 9/11 over there, you'll just end up with like
an Ariana Grande concert.
Yeah, exactly, or a subway kind of bombing or something. You just can't get a good 9/11.
And the city of Boston, after the marathon bombing, not a single new business has opened in Boston ever since that day.
It's true.
So they're still
true.
struggling to open it. Get that entrepreneurial spirit back. But
it's actually kind of like the movie Annihilation, but instead of like a big wormhole kind of swallowing up the city, every building is being occupied by a Dunkin' Donuts, and they're trying to figure out how to stop that. No one knows how. They keep sending people in like with like a tether tied to their belt, and they don't return.
Because they just get hired by Dunkin' Donuts, and now they're working in one of Boston's 10 million Dunkin' Donuts.
So, like, to further try to decode like whatever the fuck he was talking about, do you think that, like, I don't know, but like it seems like uncharacteristically dour for Eric Adams.
Yeah.
The subtext of it seems to be like, hey, there are like good days and bad. Is that like his most normal response to like possibly being arrested soon?
He's gonna be arrested soon?
Probably.
He might.
Yeah. Probably.
What happened?
Basically, campaign financiers associated with his mayoral campaign were taking money from crooked Turkish building contractors.
Oh yes, I remember this.
And connected to Erdogan.
The thing that like every fucking municipal politician in America goes to jail for, like doing campaign finance stuff wrong, and like no one ever like gets away with it. But every single one of these guys is always going to be like, no, I'm going to be the guy who gets $7 million mysteriously deposited from a Turkish bank account into mine, and no one will notice.
Yeah, he spent the campaign money on the shady Turkish campaign money on a like Jackie Chan Rush Hour shirt that he's wearing around.
But Felix, I think you're right to clue in on the essentially melancholy nature of this like New Year's message from Eric Adams, because usually when he's being asked about New York City, he's like at like, I don't know, the like little Serbia saying something like, New York is the Belgrade of America. Like, we love it. There's no place like it. But then you'd be like, yes, you're like, Mayor, like, you're here at the, I don't know, like New York City Sikh Association ribbon cutting ceremony. And he's just like, New York, nothing like it. The Triangle Shirtwaist Fire, hundreds of girls burned to death. but now we're here today at this ribbon cutting.
Kitty Genovese, no one helped. But I think he's depressed, and he just can't. I don't know. This is just like the most normal possible way he has of communicating that.
Yeah,
I saw like last weekend. Every like New York-based reporter was vaguely alluding to some rumor that I think was that Eric Adams had been arrested, and obviously that has not happened yet. But it feels like clock's ticking.
Yeah,
no one does the weird shit him and his team did, and doesn't have to at least resign in shame.
As long as we're talking about former New York City mayors, I mean, they've hit a bad run of it recently, and I just like to note that Rudy Giuliani was just hit with something like $180 million in damages against 2 Georgia poll workers he slandered, and in the closing arguments, his defense counsel said, "When you're deciding this verdict, please remember him as the man who was mayor during 9/11 and not the shambling carcass you see before you now." And you know what? Michael Bloomberg, like, he's still 5'3". Nothing's changing there. I will say though, Bill de Blas got a new bow on his arm. Did you see this?
Oh,
Bill de Blasio.
No, nice.
Apparently, he's with a married woman whose husband found out that she was with him from the New York Post. Because they were spotted canoodling.
God, that's the last like cool that's the last like 30s 40s like movie journalist type job is like working for the New York Post, where you could be like, "Hey, De Blasio, who's this little number you got here?" Like taking pictures of him.
Sort of a his gal Tuesday situation.
Yeah, like Danny DeVito in L.A. Confidential. I'll stop bringing up movies. I have to stop.
All right. Well, that's the New York City. That's the New York City news. But let's move on to our guest specialty of the day, gay news. It's gay.
Woo!
What's going on in the world of gay stuff here in America? And in the world of gay news, there is no better gay news this week than the Senate ass fucking conundrum, or not conundrum. I would say I'll call it a
Let's watch the language, Will. Let's call it. It's known as man on man love in my book. Okay,
we worked hard to reclaim that word of conundrum.
Yeah. Okay. I should say a former staffer for Ben Cardin, video of him engaging in intercourse with a male lover it was posted on some sort of Slack or sort of Discord group for gay people in Washington, D.C. and the Daily
Large
Caller.
Penis Support Group is the name of the group. It's a gay forum where, say for example, there's a really hot guy on Instagram and you want to find his leaked cock pics. You just go to Large Penis Support Group and you can find leaked nudes of many, many people on there. So I think that's where it came from.
You know this from experience?
Yeah, of course. And I think that it was from the bottom. It was posted to a close friend story of his, I believe. A picture of him with his ass up on the table.
I didn't even know you could post stuff like that to Instagram. Like we've gotten the Seeking Derrangements account suspended for so many times.
You definitely can. I think he may have done the classic gay bottom move of putting a little peach emoji over his hole. But it's such a crazy thing that
all the clips I've seen on the so-called all the clips I've seen on the so-called free speech Daily Caller have been heavily redacted.
Yeah.
They've been heavily censored. But I'm just going to read here from Time magazine, the headline, What to know about Washington scandal over sex in a Senate hearing room. Capitol Hill was rocked over the weekend by circulation of an explicit video of two men apparently having sex in a congressional hearing room. The 8-second pornographic clip, first posted Friday evening by a right-wing media site, The Daily Caller, was reportedly leaked from a private group for gay men in politics. The report, which did not name the participants and blurred a face that appeared in the video, claimed it was a congressional staffer in the sex tape, identified the setting as room 216 in the Hart Senate office building.
It would be so funny to be like one of the like really old senators and just be like, "Oh man, that's where I sit." God damn it.
Okay. There is actually reporting about who sits.
No.
Who is it? Yeah. Responding to reports that the lewd act took place where Senator Amy Klobuchar sits in the hearing room in question.
No, for real? She hates gay men even more now. Oh my God. That's so funny. It was her. No, she hates gay men. She fucking hates
bullied her
so much. She hates me. She definitely does not like me. I will take this time to say that as a disgraced gay politico myself, I do send my absolute support to this bottom. He did nothing wrong.
Yes.
And honestly, you're probably better off not working in politics. This guy clearly needs to start OnlyFans, start a podcast, or something else.
No, maybe not a podcast.
Don't you dare start a podcast. Actually, this
is our turf.
Yeah, but I think like once you start taking videos of yourself like fucking on your boss's desk, like that's basically a resignation letter. Like that video is going to
Yeah.
He posted I think he posted on Facebook and said something like, "I'm being attacked simply for who I choose to love," or something.
So true.
No, it's really more where you choose to love them. But you know what? I gotta say, I have nothing respect for this young man. I mean, because our hallowed Senate, like just fucking someone on Amy Klobuchar's chair is really funny to me. And you know what? For anyone under the age of 70 in politics right now, get out. It's a dead end. You're not going to do anything good. Whatever you imagined politics is going to be like for you, it's
going to have to change
work.
Diapers eventually.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like them doing this like while John Fetterman is there. Seeing how long it takes for him to notice. He's like, wait, has that always been there?
It smells like the bathroom in here. What the heck?
The headlines for this kept cracking me the fuck up because, the Daily Caller and all these right-wing outlets that are really running with it, they kept, because they were trying to sensationalize this as much as possible, they kept reiterating that it was gay sex with gay men happening. But I'm like, it's kind of totally redundant when the accompanying picture to the audio or to the article is literally butt fucking. Like it's already so scandalous that you don't need to be like, yeah, they were gay being gay. It's so funny.
It's to warn their older Republican
Trigger warning.
Readers, so that they don't before they put on their reading glasses to read the headline, so they don't look at the blurry picture and be like, oh, good for him. I'd like to tap that as well. Put on their glasses and be like, no.
I keep thinking about going back and talking to Harvey Milk, just telling Harvey Milk girl, you have no clue what you're fighting for right now. You don't think gay men can be in politics? We're fucking in legislative buildings in 2023.
The thing I like about them trying to make this a scandal is okay, with Hunter Biden, they were just showing everyone his cock and shit, but they're what he was doing other weird shit. He was doing corrupt business deals and shit like that. But this is literally just two gay guys having sex.
Yeah.
And they're just posting it everywhere. They're like, look how gross it is. And it's okay, what am I supposed to take from this?
Well, I gotta. It's not just Amy Klobuchar's seat here. I like that Time includes these details.
So funny.
It sits. Her seat sits in a. It's not just the seat, but the hearing room in question. A room that has also hosted the 9/11 Commission hearings 20 years ago. Former FBI Director James Comey's historic testimony on Donald Trump in 2017, as well as several confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominees, including Sonia Sotomayor, Brett Kavanaugh. Representative Mike Collins, Republican of Georgia, posted a photo of cleaning wipes at a grocery store with the caption, "Christmas shopping for Senator Klobuchar." I mean, if you're a Republican politician or in the right-wing media, I mean, how many variations of the joke I've seen over the last 24 hours of they're only doing to each other what they're doing to us every day, right?
Yeah.
I going back to John Fetterman being in the room. I like to picture him being in the room and seeing it, but also Philip K. Dick when he saw ancient Rome superimposed over
he got hit with a pink light.
He just sees the 9/11 Commission hearings superimposed over the two gay guys fucking.
Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of Rome, this guy, they may be trying to return us to the fundamental democratic principles of getting butt fucked where you write laws. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Roman Senate.
Classic Roman move.
All of our founding fathers had a fetish for the Roman system of government. I think they should take it one step further. I mean, there's one last little thing here. One last little person they sought a quote from in this Time article. Madison Cawthorn, a former congressional staffer turned one-term congressman who alleged in 2022.
His name sounds like a gay porn site.
Before he lost his re-election bid, that Washington is rife with sexual perversion. He posted on Twitter, "I told you."
Wasn't he
He was the one doing it. Yeah. It's I told you, everyone. I told you what I was up to.
That was when they really needed to get rid of him, and they called up Ed Meese or James Baker, one of the true hitters, one of the Reagan, Iran Contra, real shooters who can really get dirt on someone. They pulled up a video of him raping his cousin
in the mouth. Yeah.
And it's if I was him, I would say as far away from this as possible.
You really don't want to remind people.
People had already forgotten that he'd done that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm wondering, Ben and Hesse, I'm wondering if you, I saw there was another very intriguing sort of layer to this story, where I saw someone share it. It was a social, it was a probably like a close friends post by the Senate staffer in question, who alluded to the fact that his partner in this tryst was a German man. And he said something to the effect of getting some German sausage in the Senate hearing building. And I'm more disturbed by not by the anal penetration, but by the German penetration of our government buildings.
Yes. I would say that like it's probably I don't know. What do you think, Ben? What do you think?
I think it adds up. I think it
German
adds up.
question?
I mean, German people are renownedly sexual freaks, and once one of them
Yes.
is gay, that's doubly so. It makes sense that they're trying to fuck in the Senate.
Yeah, we need to send an agent into their halls of power and find a
gotta get
little
him
German
back.
twink that we can. Yeah. We gotta find a way to kind of get them.
You can send me over there. I'll do my best, guys.
Yes. Oh my God, we gotta
Prowl around the Senate buildings a little bit.
parachute you in like you're the first airborne, just like
Operation Market Garden.
yes.
Yeah,
I don't get why the German guy was involved. Like, it just, it seems like in Germany they probably have a special day where you can do this in the Bundestag.
There's a special Scheisse room in the German parliament. Where you can, if the bouncer lets you into the parliament building, first of all, then
it's really hard to get in.
He's very strict.
You need to know every legislator. If you don't know them by name, they're like, this normie is not getting in.
Yeah. Exactly. He's not wearing the cool.
I mean, like, I guarantee you that whatever
judge's robes.
I guarantee you that having sex in a German government building is like going to a German a club. Like the idea that you're going to have your phone with its camera out. I mean, you'd be bounced at the door immediately. They keep that shit locked down.
Yeah, you are not getting into the poop eating room, sir.
Yeah, the other gay guys fucking their twinks in the same government room are gonna like roll their eyes so hard at you. Pull out your phone to post a story.
I did see though that some Republican, separately, Representative Max Miller, Republican of Ohio, told the Daily Caller that the man in question had accosted him earlier in the week, shouting "Free Palestine" while Miller was being interviewed by NBC. The Senate staffer in question has denied doing that, but I just like that they're trying to, just sort of bring everything in here. Like he said, from the river to the sea, while he was doing gay stuff.
I would never say that.
I just saw so many right-wing guys on Twitter posting like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm like, well, why are you watching that? Like, you're watching two guys fuck right now. Like, you chose, what did you think this video was going to be?
Yeah.
I was disgusted for the whole 5 minutes of watching this video. Brightness up.
I watched all 6 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think I like the ones that are trying to pretend like they're not disgusted by the sex act. They're disgusted about like the desecration of our beautiful Senate building and what it represents. And it was just like, in that same room, they just rushed through authorization to sell another 50,000 rounds of white phosphorus shells to Israel. And then they're like, wouldn't want anything disgracing that august deliberative body.
I did see some of these guys draw an equivalency between this and January 6th. Like, they're like,
I wish January 6th had been that cool. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's
just so funny. It's just so funny to think about, like, this is the Democrats' version of that. Like, there's just there's no goal, there's no plan to, like, get the speaker to overturn the votes or decertify. It's just, we're going to go in there and just give the craziest back shots ever 2 feet from where Amy Klobuchar eats a cozy salad.
So funny. Well, you know why she hates
I did see someone say, this is what they do in the same place they shot Ashley Babbitt. I guess they were kind of expecting these guys to get shot, where they were like, Roger, they're engaged in copulation. Take the shot. Over.
Has Amy made a statement? I really would love to hear what Amy's got to say about this because she does hate gay guys, and I know this because I think her origin here is because her prom date came out as gay after they went to prom together. She gave an interview once and she was like, "Yeah, my prom date was gay. Didn't know it at the time. Found out shortly after."
Actually, the second he saw me naked, he said, "I think I'm gay."
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, talk about like indoctrinating the youth into homosexuality, sending them on a date with Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah.
Maybe the Republicans have a point.
What could we do to get you to go away?
Stop inviting me to your gigs.
So no Dancing with the Stars?
No,
No RuPaul's Drag Race?
I haven't got that invite yet. I'd love to go read a.
The lesson is to stop inviting you places.
But you can't, because people want the content.
To move on from one gay icon to another, I guess like the other big story is I guess like just the sort of post-Congress career of George Santos and Ben and Hesse, because I'm just wondering, like, because like we sort of skipped out on assessing his sort of downfall and now kind of, I don't know, Phoenix-like rebirth as a cameo celebrity. But I don't know. I mean, what do you make of Comrade George and the state of things for him right now?
Obviously, he's the gay icon. I mean, he's who we need. We need him as president, or at least as like some kind of Andy Cohen stuff. He could replace Andy Cohen. Maybe he could host Jeopardy. There's so many, like, the world is his oyster now. We've been trying to get him on, but he
That's probably not going to happen, unfortunately.
It's probably not going to happen.
It really sucks. I love him. I think he's so cute. He looks like Latina Baby Grinch to me. I loved that when he was
Baby Grinch.
Yeah, he looks like a baby Grinch.
He has Baby Grinch, right? And my favorite thing about his downward spiral was that he kept making these appearances where it was getting worse and worse, and like he was definitely going to be kicked out of the Congress or whatever. But as it was getting worse, he just started pounding on the makeup. Like it was just so much makeup.
Yes.
At like his last day, he looked like he had like funeral makeup on. Like just fully like neck, jaw, different color, powdered to hell. But I think he'll make a nice little career for himself, I'm sure, off Cameo. He said he was making like $100,000 or something, like more than he did.
He's such a liar,
in
though.
his salary.
Actually, no, he's never told a lie about anything.
Yeah.
He's never told a lie about anything. I forgot.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think there's been some, like, sort of revision on the ironic celebration of George Santos, because I saw some people trying to be like, oh, he stole all this money from people. And, now he's going on talk shows and making quite a go of it for himself. But, like, he only stole money from people willing to give it to him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're giving money to George Santos.
Who are all Republicans, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Like, who cares?
The thing that, like, the first scandal he had, the thing that was, like, supposed to make everyone hate him was that he, like, stole some, like, veterans service dog. And it's like, okay, can we just admit as a country that we're kind of sick of those things? Like you don't need to take your dog to a restaurant.
Absolutely.
Like, come on. How bad is your anxiety?
Yeah.
How and why does a German Shepherd fix it?
And honestly, like, I think it might make your anxiety worse if you have to take a dog into a restaurant everywhere with you, and if someone says no to you, you freak out. I feel like, I don't know, I'm no expert, but I think George Santos does need the dog for his anxiety. I think he was right to take it from that veteran. I don't think that veteran ever actually saw combat. I think he was a gold bricker. I think he completely was faking it. And I think George did 2 tours in Iraq, if I'm remembering.
Yeah, it was 2.
Yeah.
I believe he's a Medal of Honor recipient.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think he has 2, actually. I think he's the only
he has
person.
a Purple Heart,
definitely
Silver
the only
Star,
person
and the
getting
Medal
that.
of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want someone Photoshop like Obama pinning the Medal of Honor on George Santos.
Well, it's so funny in his pivot to media career now. I've seen a lot of people being like, do not platform. He's a right-wing maniac. And I'm like, he was an elected official. Like, he was, you didn't platform him. Like, he was elected, dude.
My favorite cameo, maybe I'll send this to Chris and maybe he can, I'm sorry if I'm making work for Chris, but if I can find it, I'll send it to Chris. Maybe he can include this. But there is a video of a cameo that he did where he was basically like, hey, we just want to say that we're like so proud of you for coming out as a furry.
Yeah.
It was definitely like a fake cameo that was like to like see if he would do it. And he was like, we love your new persona. We love that it's a half fox, half wolf. Like it's literally, it was incredible.
He's so cute. He's just too cute to hate on. You know, I want to see more.
Yeah.
But I guess I was like a little astonished that like the Republicans in the New York State Republican Party just cashed him out like that quickly. I mean, I guess it's like him and Madison Cawthorn. Like they're the ones who just get universally kicked out. Bob Menendez is still in the fucking Senate.
Yeah,
you know, like
that
I don't know.
guy.
I mean, yeah.
Hey Heath, George Santos here. I'm so proud of you for coming out as a furry, and I just wanted to tell you that your friends and family all accept you, and they're all excited about your persona, which is awesome to be a beaverpuss, a beaver and a platypus. So let me tell you, they all love you, beaverpuss.
All right, moving on from George Santos. I guess like this doesn't directly have to do with gay news, but it has to do with people who make news for hating gay news. And I'm referring, of course, to the Moms for Liberty, who, as a group, have been suffering some setbacks recently. Not the least of which is losing every election they run in. But now they have a sex scandal to deal with. Headline here from the New York Times. Florida's sex scandal shakes Moms for Liberty as group's influence wanes. Moms for Liberty, a national right-wing advocacy group, was born in Florida as a response to COVID-19 school closures and mask mandates, but it quickly became just as well known for pushing policies branded as anti-LGBTQ by opponents. So when one of its founders, Bridget Ziegler, recently told the police that she and her husband, who is under criminal investigation for sexual assault, had a consensual sexual encounter with another woman, the perceived disconnect between her public stances and private life fueled intense pressure for her to resign from the Sarasota County School Board. Yet, as Moms for Liberty reels from the scandal surrounding the Zieglers, the group's power seems to be fading. Candidates endorsed by the group lost a series of key school board races in 2023. The losses have prompted questions about the future of the education issues as an animating force in Republican politics. So, I mean, apparently the Zieglers were involved in sort of a throuple situation for quite some time.
Oh.
And I guess my question here is like, when I think about the Moms for Liberty, or when I think about people banning books that deal with sex or gay themes or things like that, or trying to ban sex education, I always imagine them as like shriveled, sexless crones.
Yeah.
So I guess it's somewhat jarring to find out that they're literally all freaks who are doing like three ways all the time.
They're just lesbians.
Yeah, they're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
I mean, well, you know, it's just like you got. I mean, like this is of a suit with, you know, like Lauren Boebert, the Beetlejuice musical, but like Marjorie Taylor Greene and her various CrossFit dalliances.
I mean, the thing is, they hate gay people because like a lot of gay people are like annoyingly vanilla, and I feel like a lot. Like if they see a gay person who's more sexually normal than them, like perceived from the outside world,
Sure.
they kind of get a little like mad, like, no, like I'm, that's way more deviant. Like this book about how, about a teen who comes out as non-binary is way worse than, me and my husband's like meeting up with our fuck buddy and, having a good time, a night on the town.
Were they banning books about swinging and swapping and things like that?
Yeah, maybe she should actually write a book about, how to safely swing. I think that would be, maybe like
obviously I don't know, we should take her advice because her husband is currently facing a sexual assault charge.
Oh, okay. Is that separate or is that involved in the
I think that is involved in the in the threesome relationship.
What on earth was the situation? What was the scenario here? Was it like
those meetings get steamy? They're talking about all those non-binary kids, you get whipped up. You got to take it out.
I bet this woman was having a lesbian affair and her husband found out, and she was like, no. I, was just testing her out so that she could join us, and then he tried to, he took her word for it, and that's what happens. But yeah, I love Moms for Liberty. I think they're so cool. I vote for them everywhere. Are they the ones that they keep bringing up the litter boxes that
Yeah.
kids who identify as
Oh,
cats have
God.
to poop in at school, right? That's like their
Yeah, it says
pet
here,
issue.
Ziegler boasted that she helped write Florida's infamous Parental Rights and Education Act, also known as the Don't Say Gay Law. It aims to protect children in kindergarten through the third grade from sexual indoctrination by banning gender discussions in schools. Ziegler has gone out of her way to help foster homophobia. When a woman accused the only openly gay Sarasota County school board member of being a groomer during a public hearing earlier this year, Ziegler offered no defense of her colleague. She told the jeering crowd to let the woman finish speaking. Let her finish.
Oh my God. The idea of sexual indoctrination is so funny to me because it's like it's really like the only people that would complain about anything like sexual indoctrination are people who are gay and are like, no, we can't show kids gay stuff or else they might love it too much and see how fun and cool it is and how sexy it all is.
Yeah. Listen to this. It says, in a Bloomberg News podcast earlier this year, Ziegler told the reporters about being bullied by mean girls in high school, how she didn't finish college, and how her, quote, research led her to believe that trans children have caught a social disease. I love the phrasing of social disease, like they're talking about a sailor in the 19th century or something.
Yeah. It's so cool. It's so cool to think of being gay as like those people who hit their heads and like pretend that it changed their accent to Chinese. It's the same exact thing, but when you're dealing with kids, their adolescent brains.
Going back to the concept of like indoctrinating kids into being gay in school, it's like, could you imagine if you had to give kids the homework of having gay sex? Like that wouldn't work. None of us would do it.
Yeah,
It would be like one of those. It would be like one of those things in like AP US where they're like, oh, you also have to like read the New York Times every day, and you just lie about it. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've totally been having gay sex.
type into Chat GPT now. Like, have gay sex for me.
Yeah.
Pay your gay friend to have your gay sex homework for you because you don't want to do it. I would have been making a lot of money in high school, guys. I would have been rich. I really don't want to do my gay sex exam. Please, Ben.
I always hated it when the teacher said, show your work. If I get the right answer, I mean, what business is of yours how I arrived at there?
Yeah. Billy, we saw on the news that your older brother was doing your gay sex homework in Congress where he works.
He was doing a schoolwork presentation to Congress.
You're going to have to redo this homework, Billy.
I mean, school. I don't know. I feel like school definitely made me gay, but it wasn't as anything I was taught. It was just like gym class and like playing soccer.
It was those like baking soda volcanoes at science fairs.
Yeah,
That's what did
you
it.
saw those, and you were like,
Yeah. So yeah, best of luck to the moms for liberty and their quest for both liberty and hot three-ways.
Love you,
with,
queen.
Are they like aren't
horny
they funded?
Floridians.
Aren't they like funded by someone too? There's no way they make they're like a grassroots thing, right? It's like
No, yeah, they just sort of popped up in the last like 4 years, and I don't know exactly like who is funding them, but it's probably like the usual suspects, like Rebecca Mercer, Harlan Crow, like people like that. The funny thing about them as a group is that like their record is pretty much just nothing but bricks.
yeah.
Like it's the current conservative media machine is just like completely whiffing on all like public school related things.
Yeah.
I think they got like wiped out in every school board election in like the last 2 years.
That's amazing. I love them. Like, they should definitely keep it up. Don't change your strategy. It seems like it's working. I love how like the one person who actually got a school board position was the one person who actually fucks.
Yeah.
It works for them.
I don't know. I think they're all like this.
Yeah.
I think they're all like this, and like that's why I said like it doesn't make sense. Like usually people you imagine people who aren't sex havers are mad at other people having sex, but maybe like I think you're right, Hesse. Maybe they're just mad at people being too sort of kink averse in
Yes.
these in the grade school curriculum. But here's another bit of gay news that I just saw this sort of before we started recording. Pope says priests can bless same-sex couples, a radical change in Vatican policy. A document from the Vatican's Doctrine Office released Monday insists that people seeking God's love and mercy shouldn't be subject to, quote, an exhaustive moral analysis to reach it. I got to say, as someone who converted to Catholicism 3 months ago, this is a horrible affront to the beliefs of my religion, and this Pope is the Antichrist.
Were gay guys begging to be blessed by the Pope? Was that who wanted that?
It's very funny because it's like when a priest blesses people, he kind of just does it like to the whole crowd, kind of the whole congregation. He just goes like makes the thing, and it's funny to imagine that like before you go in there to get blessed, you have to like they have to check, are you gay? If you're gay, it's going to neutralize it for everyone else in here.
Well,
so you got to tell the truth, please.
I would imagine if you're gay and, you're in the crowd and he's doing he's like, making the sign of the cross, blessing, you're just like, oh, that's not for me. I'm not included in this. But now in the back of your mind, you don't have to say, I'm gay, everyone. You can just in the back of your mind say, hey, that I'm covered.
If you're gay, it has a pushback effect, like an attack in a video game. You get pushed back a few feet.
I imagine that it was like, when you check bags at the airport and they ask you like, oh, do you have like a lithium battery in here? And you just lie. I always figured it was just like that. But it's cool. It's cool that you can get the splash blessing effect that the priest does now.
Yeah, it's like, do you have a lithium battery in your suitcase? Have you had diarrhea in the last 2 weeks before going in this pool? You don't really need to tell the truth. You can just do you.
I feel like Pope Francis is just like kind of flexing on the like people that get mad at him. Like he's just loving it now.
Yeah.
I feel like he just loves watching the haters squirm and watching himself.
He's sort of like George Santos in that regard.
Yes, exactly.
So like a group of people who are probably not too pleased with this current Pope is the New York City downtown scene. And I would like to go now to the last article I want to talk about. This is a profile in the New York Times of a sort of like the latest one of these aborted attempts to sort of jumpstart an alternate living, sort of like alternate lifestyle cult and art scene in the downtown of Manhattan. Headline: would you give this guy millions to build his own utopia? And this is about a sort of one of these, like, I don't know, sort of like sci-fi city projects that, like, I don't know, sort of anarcho accelerationist capitalists, whatever, are trying to sort of kindle in the downtown scene. And I'm just going to read a little bit here. When he took the stage at a conference for startup societies in Amsterdam in October, 27-year-old Dryden Brown cut a rumpled figure, moving stiffly in a gray hoodie with a T-shirt poking out at the bottom. He was there to tout his company Praxis, which has an ambitious goal: to create a new city on the Mediterranean. The Santa Barbara native had never built a house before, let alone a city. A New York University dropout, he had been fired from his last job at a hedge fund. He isn't a charismatic speaker or an accomplished businessman. He's big on promises and light on specifics, such as where the 28,600-mile Mediterranean coast his city will be. Nevertheless, he has raised $19.2
to a great
million.
start.
He has raised $19.2 million for his project, a paltry amount in the worlds of venture and capital and urban development. Hudson Yards, for example, cost $25 billion, but still a lot to fork over to a young man with no track record. So,
Hudson Yards cost $25 billion.
Yeah, just to induce dozens of people to kill themselves.
It's just like an Equinox and then that suicide structure. Right?
The suicide staircase, yeah.
It's so funny.
So, yeah, But I mean, like, keep in mind that was that $25 billion to build the suicide staircase in Lower Manhattan.
Yes.
Like, this guy wants to build the Praxis City somewhere on the Mediterranean coast, which I imagine, is probably a little bit cheaper than, the West Side Highway.
Yeah. I mean, 19 million is like
19 million doesn't seem like a lot to build
it
the
really
city
seems
of
like
tomorrow,
not even
though.
close. I also,
Yeah.
I really hope they stay far away from Sicily and where my entire family lives. It's on site, if they choose anything close to there.
I think Sicily is like a little too Arab for them. I don't think
Ethnic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cue the Dennis Hopper monologue at the latest Praxis board meeting.
Yes.
Well, actually, that's pretty much the direction this is going. In a monotone delivery leavened by surfer dude inflections, Mr. Brown made some astounding claims. His team, he said, included 2 former prime ministers and was armed with investments from leading venture capitalists. The waiting list for membership, Mr. Brown said, was nearly 50,000 people long, with 12,000 members already interested in moving en masse to a beautiful green city presented in slick rendering by Zaha Hadid architects starting in 2026. Praxis's extravagant plans face daunting odds even within the moonshot culture of tech investing. But what makes that more than $19 million truly strange is the disturbing society Mr. Brown wishes to build inside his city. Our values inform our vision for the future, read a slide during his presentation at the Network State Conference. Our vision is a more vital future for humanity. The guide denounces enemies of vitality who, quote, reject what they consider the optimal European beauty standards. It goes on to extol traditional European Western beauty standards on which the civilized world at its best points has always found success. I'm a little confused by this. So he's saying that civilization once we need beautiful European people to put civilization back on track is basically what he's saying. We need sort of, I don't know, Dutch or Danish models to because I'm sorry, those aren't the people that I would choose to found a new civilization.
Yeah.
Do we have any engineers among the hot people?
Yeah.
I also think those people are probably just having a great time as
they
is.
definitely
I don't
think
think they need to go
this
to.
guy
Why
is
the
a
fuck would you
freak.
want to leave Amsterdam or Copenhagen?
And he said there's he said there's three distinct persona groups that he wanted to incorporate in this new city.
Yeah.
Did you see that? It's so fucking funny because it's like you're just a fucking nerd, dude. Like you're a no pussy getting nerd who's doing city skylines but making it racist.
Is the set of HBO's Rome still up? They could just live there.
Yeah.
Just put a sink in the middle for them.
He said that he wanted to do the 3 persona types are muscular warriors, then very thin priests, and then the other one was portly merchants. And I think these guys, the guys building it, the guys, kind of running this, like to think of themselves as the portly merchants because they're definitely not the, warrior class. And I think the thin priests are supposed to be some kind of proto-gay guy or something. But they're just nerds. They are not portly merchants.
No one tell them
hunchback computer users.
No one tell them historically. Yeah, no one tell them who merchants historically were in the Middle Ages because they will probably not be happy about.
He's looking to Venice for this property.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure those people will not be allowed into practice.
No, but it goes along here. It says beauty here connotes proper breeding. In humans, beauty implies a number of things, namely that 2 people themselves of beauty formed a union to create more beautiful life, it reads. I mean, I don't think there's a 1-to-1 correlation between having hot parents and being. I mean, sometimes it skips a generation.
Yeah, it definitely skips a generation. I think having at least one ugly parent makes for the hottest kid because you get weird features,
I would love to see how they handle the first ugly kid born in the city.
Probably like Sparta did. Probably like Sparta.
Throw it off a hill.
Maybe that's why they wanted in Sicily. If you're born as an ugly kid, you're sentenced to being just a regular Sicilian.
They push you. You have to step to the other side of a chalk line on the ground.
No, this is great though. This is my favorite quote here. It says, so he says, beauty connotes proper breeding, but it goes on to say, according to several former Praxis employees who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they signed non-disclosure agreements, Mr. Brown had discussed wanting to attract tech talent to the city by introducing founders to, quote, hot girls.
Mm-hmm.
So this
They're
is
just nerds.
Mars needs women. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like-
They've got to correct. Like we need people of proper breeding to correct, like sort of counterbalance the hugely disproportionately weighed gendered imbalance.
It's like a 12-year-old's idea of like, what if I had billions of dollars to create the greatest D&D campaign of all time? Like, where, it'll be filled with all these like, all these characters, like all these thin priests. First of all, how many thin priests do you like? What happens if there's an imbalance? You know, who are the warriors going to be fighting? What are they going to be doing? You know,
I said the warriors will be engaged in mind combat.
yes,
They will be engaged in the warfare of memes.
Yeah, it's literally Caesar's Legion from Fallout New Vegas. Is what they're describing.
It says here, he threw lavish parties where computer nerds rubbed elbows with the stylish members of a now infamous demimonde that has grown up in and around New York's Chinatown, which places shock above most other values. Going on here, it says, in Amsterdam, Mr. Brown described Praxis as his response to being trapped in his apartment during COVID, mixed with his long-standing interest in colonial America. Ready to join America in 1776, read a company pitch deck.
That's a horrible pitch.
Like, I'm pretty sure they all got cholera.
Okay, it's funny you say this. I didn't know what I was going to or what I was doing at the time, but I did in fact go to one of these Praxis parties, and I got.
Was it the one with the horse?
It was not the one with the horse. That was the Supreme Party. This was a party at a venue called Bella Ciao in Little Italy, like
the Catherine the Great,
in this big basement, and I was there for a total of maybe 30 seconds. And I get in, and this...
it was just, the vibes were that bad.
It was
you just were like,
so
Grandpa Simpson just walking in and out.
So I get down into this basement, and this gay guy who I know, who I'm friends with, he's crazy, but, you know, he's a crazy gay guy. And he was like, so, do you want a job making $200,000 a year? And I was like, of course, I would love that. He's like, okay, but the thing is, he was just he coked the fuck out. And he was like, well, the thing is, you have to move to Montenegro in 5 because we're buying it. And I was like, I think I'm good. I think I'm good on this. And there were like people there wearing shirts that said I Heart Praxis. And I was like, this is like a terrible, weird vibe. They're talking about buying Montenegro, giving me $200,000.
Okay, wait a second.
So I left.
They're going to buy
Yeah, they're buying Montenegro. I think.
Involves buying Montenegro.
Yeah.
Are they going to make Montenegrins work? Because if that's the case, I'm even more opposed to this. If they are violating the 10 Montenegrin commandments with this Praxis project, then they can go straight to hell.
This was a year or so ago. So
honestly, it seems like this guy is following the 10 Montenegrin commandments.
Yes.
If it goes on in the article, it says here, applying only to Harvard, Stanford, Oxford, and Cambridge, Mr. Brown was rejected by all of them. He ended up at NYU and tried to transfer to Stanford and was rejected again. If you see a man applying to college, stop him. Help him not do that.
I also love that, like, he was like, oh, this is his response to being stuck in his room during the COVID lockdown. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, you're going to make me stay in my room? Well, what if I do this? Like, it's something he's inflicting on all of us.
It seems like
for making him locked
seems like
down.
He's doing this in response to being rejected for his entire life by all institutions and women, you know?
Yeah. He's like, we got to get hot girls. The best way to convince them to come is to just be like, is to explain the class system. If you've ever talked to a girl about a video game, you know that they love that shit. You gotta be like,
really more of a ranger.
Priests. Yeah.
Paladin. Yeah.
I'm a priest. So that means, you know.
I'm a roguelike cleric. So
yeah.
Would you like to do some drugs?
Yes.
It wasn't Hesse, though. It wasn't just being trapped in his apartment in COVID-19 that sort of midwife this beautiful dream. It says here, so too had the experience of watching the Black Lives Matter protests, which made Mr. Brown fear, he said in an interview with Mr. Stone, that he might be dragged from his Prince Street apartment.
Oh my God.
I mean, like, what?
Okay. All right.
He's like, yeah,
baby.
Now I need to build Elysium because I think, like, oh my God, they're gonna take me out of my apartment on Prince Street.
No one cares.
Yeah, that's
NYU barely wanted you.
Yeah.
Do you think like random protesters are coming for you?
They hate my beauty. They hate the portly merchant class.
They hate that I'm a portly merchant screaming out your window
You
to
could
no
never
one
be a
because
portly
the protests
merchant, you
were
piece
not
of
on
shit.
Prince Street. Don't drag me out. No. Don't come and get me.
Is he trying to like brag about living on Prince Street?
Yeah.
Like, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
That's
so
probably it.
that's so fucking depressing. Yeah, if they're so jealous of my Prince Street apartment, they'll kill me.
They're gonna kick down the door of my gorgeously appointed 8,000 square foot loft in Soho.
Yeah,
Well, that didn't happen, but I still think I probably should build this city. Just in case, you know?
That never happened. But yeah, like I think I need to move to Sicily with people of the proper breeding and a warrior class to protect me from miscreants and urchins.
yeah. It's like, okay, if he's afraid of just being like swept up off the street and being killed for being annoying, well, I would be way more afraid of the Camorra. Or
the Mediterranean. That's great. I'm gonna be a rich American flashing around tons of cash in like fucking Sicily or
the Ndrangheta
Greece or something. Yeah,
cut his head off.
in Naples or whatever. Walking down the street, whistling to yourself, counting your cryptocurrency or whatever.
Yeah.
What? Oh, it's like, yeah, you'd like to invest in my city? Sure.
It's
Sure, I'll get in this car with you.
Montenegro is going to do the thing Castro does in The Simpsons when Mr. Burns hands him the $1,000 or the $1 trillion bill, where he's like, "Here's the money. Now can we have the country?" And he's like, "What money?" They just like have to leave.
Mr. Burns, I think we can trust the president of Cuba.
Now give it back. Give what back?
Some additional details here. It says in September, Mother Jones published an expose about Mr. Brown's politics, reporting that he had urged staff to read the fascist writer Julius Evola, according to a former Praxis employee who signed a non-disclosure agreement. And by the way, how come, like, for a company that's literally done nothing, every single employee has signed a non-disclosure agreement? That's always a good sign. Like, this company hasn't produced anything. I don't think they even have staff. Everyone who's talked to this guy has signed an NDA. It says here, a former Praxis employee who signed a non-disclosure agreement. Mr. Brown's book collection in the so-called Praxis Embassy also included the memoirs of Albert Speer, Adolf Hitler's architect, and Imperium, an influential 1948 title that calls for the establishment of a neo-Nazi empire in Europe. We have thousands of books in our office. I don't endorse all their ideas, Mr. Brown wrote in an email.
He wrote that after someone found the non-binary who could in the
anti-racist baby.
That Albert Speer book, it contains a portion where he complains about being beaten up by Spears from Band of Brothers when he was in the Spandau military prison.
Oh, right, the real guy, right? Real Spears.
Spears was a real guy. He did all that shit, and he also abused Albert Speer.
Was he the sexy one?
Yeah. Yeah, Spears was the sexy one. He was the hot one who kills all the Germans. Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah,
he's the guy who gives you a cigarette before shooting you.
Yeah. Oh my God,
yes, please.
I loved
that was my favorite guy.
I loved it when he killed that guy for being from the Pacific Northwest.
Here's the best. Here's the best quote in the piece, though. In an undated Instagram story from inside the Praxis office that was reviewed by the New York Times, a man measured Mr. Brown's face using calipers, one of the main tools of physiognomy, the pseudoscience of judging character from facial characteristics, and of phrenology, the discredited science of predicting mental traits by measuring bumps on the skull. Mr. Brown did not clarify in his email response why he wanted his head measured.
It's so funny to be like, oh, we have to measure this guy's character. This freak, because he seems kind of like a freak, and he seems like he has a poor character. Let's see how wide his head is. Apparently, we might want to I don't know. Maybe our brains aren't working properly, because I think he has he's a man of poor character, but according to these calipers, he's actually a great guy. And he's
God, I'm looking at a photo of him right now. He's got like pinhead, no chin. So yeah, I mean, I can understand how to be a little bit sensitive about physiognomy, but again, like, why break out the character calipers to measure this guy's character? I just read he was not accepted into Harvard, Oxford, or Yale. He's obviously a submental.
Yeah. Oh,
I
I'm looking
say-
at pictures of him.
Yeah, I
now.
would say. I mean, judging by this face, it just looks like he's got a pocket full of Rohypnol. That's my judgment on his character.
He looks like instead of Andrew Garfield, he looks like Andrew Heathcliff.
That's my- That's exactly. He does look like Andrew Heathcliff. Just to finish out the article here, it says, of late, Mr. Brown has posted about effective accelerationism, a concept popularized by the venture capitalist Mark Andreessen, probably the only other guy with a weirder skull shape than this dude. It holds that Silicon Valley should pursue rapid technological development, even at the cost of painful social changes, in the interest of bringing about a superabundant utopia. On a personal blog, Mr. Brown wrote on October 18th that Praxis is building acceleration zones and is consulting with 7 governments about where to place them. Renderings of the hypothetical city posted in October to the Praxis Instagram account depict low-slung, curvilinear glass structures nestled into the coastal chaparral. On X, Mr. Brown has promised airships to future residents. For all this for $19 million, for the low price of $19 million of investment, you too can live on some sort of accelerationist dirigible with this chinless dickhead.
Yeah, isn't helium running out? They're probably going to have to use hydrogen for the.
Oh, the humanity! Oh, the humanity! Last
So
paragraph here. It
cool.
says, but Mr. Brown has found a chilly reception in at least one important court. According to the person familiar with Mr. Thiel's investments, Mr. Brown pitched multiple representatives of Mr. Thiel over the past year, all of whom turned him down. The source said that Mr. Thiel didn't think that Praxis was capable of executing its ambitious plans. So,
No.
yeah,
Come on.
well, this is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice Praxis, everybody.
So sad.
Yeah, it's right there in the name Praxis. They're going to do it. It's right there.
Yeah. It means to do. Praxis.
Yeah.
We talking Praxis.
I can't wait
Best
to
of
move
luck
there.
to Andrew Heathcliff. And yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be living in the city of tomorrow. And I want to be living only in a city with people of proper breeding. I want with the right ratio of clerics to warriors, because the last neighborhood I lived in, it was nothing but fucking sorcerers and nary a rogue to be found.
It's
know?
literally it's like the
It's nothing
libertarian.
but bards here in Brooklyn. Everyone thinks that they want to be a fucking singer.
It's like the libertarian thing where it's like oh, how are you gonna build roads and maintain roads? It's like that, but like for every job that's not a merchant or like literally every job that's not a merchant.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how are you going to take out the trash? How is the garbage going to be dealt with? Oh, it's
Crypto.
yeah, because obviously none
Bitcoin
of the
solves
handsome,
that.
beautiful people there. Yeah, crypto, like throw all the garbage into a big incinerator connected to a Bitcoin generating machine.
God, that's free money.
Yeah,
Every time you throw something away, it means a new Bitcoin.
and also I just realized what they're describing is the island from Glass Onion. So thank you to that guy Ryan Johnson, for putting this into the world. It's your fault.
Well, best of luck to the beautiful Praxis, and best of luck to that guy in his skull. I hope you get it fixed. And thank you, and Merry Christmas to Ben and Hesse from Seeking Derrangements. Thank you for joining us today, and an early Merry Christmas to all our Chapo listeners. I think that